And Cleve is a coach for Workman Business Systems Solutions. How do you say it? I always mess up the name
It's
of his
Workman
company.
Success Systems. You did great. You did
Work.
perfect.
I didn't even get it right after all these. Workman Success Systems, and so Burl wasn't able to make it today. He's having a little situation and medical, but he's good. He's doing good. But say a prayer for him and just lift him up in your prayers. He's doing good. But so he asked Cleve to cover him. Now, Burl, you gotta let me see if I let me do this, Cleve. Let me find Burl's message because he spoke so highly of you. He put, here's what he went. I want to introduce you properly. He
Okay.
says, I said, you'll love Cleve. He's amazing. He sold his team for 7 figures. That's like $1 million. 6 figures is 107 for that's pretty cool. His background in direct sales, he's one of Verl's original coaches. He's a master coach, an absolute sales rock star. He's an author of the Shift modules and changing the messaging in the market. And like he was really excited that you're able to do this. And I don't really know you, Cleve. And so I'm giving you people I love, and I have total faith you will just rock it out. So this is
Well,
the sales portion, how to sell. So you have about 20 minutes just to rock it and just give them whatever tips you want to give them.
perfect. I can 100% do that. You mentioned I sold my business, and just to be clear, it was 18 days ago.
Oh, wow, this is fresh.
Closed on January the 15th. I've been working on it for 3 years, but in terms of how, and I don't know a lot about a lot. And let me just be honest. I'm 57 years old, grew up in the South, taught people to sell vacuum cleaners door to door for 11 years, then got over into the real estate industry. So sales is in my blood. But here's the problem that I found is that if I have to be front and center for everything, then it just wears me out and I've got nothing left to give. I've got nothing left to give. I don't want another 10 p.m. call. I don't want another 9 p.m. call. I don't want people taking people out showing properties on Sundays. I'm sorry. I know that sounds terrible, like I don't love my clients. I do love them, but I want to be able to have some balance. And so what I started realizing is that the only way that I could grow my business, and this last year we sold 245 homes. We sold about 105, 106 million. There was six of us. And the only way that I could do that was to get other people to teach them what they needed to do in order to be effective prospectors. And so I bet you that what we're going to talk about today, and this is not something that I normally share outside of my own exclusive private coaching clients, meaning this is not Workman Success Systems material that you're getting ready to see. This is what I teach my private clients and what we used in our business to double. I want you to listen to this. Double the chances of us getting face to face with a prospect.
Nice.
Anybody want to guess what you have to do in order to increase your chances of getting with a prospect by 100%?
Hmm.
It's not complicated. It's really very simple. It's
Ask.
just,
Find out what's most You have
yeah.
to important to them.
Ask. You have to
So I
ask
love
before you
that.
can.
Ask is a good one, but the answer is serve. You don't ask until after you serve. Because if you offer some type of service, and by the way, Jared, you are freaking right. You have to ask. You will never get an appointment in front of anybody if you do not ask. But here's the problem. Everybody today, because of all the social media and everything is so easy, everybody's got their guard up. Nobody wants to let you in. Everybody's like, no, Jared, I got to keep him away. He's trying to sell something to me and make some commission, and I don't want to do that. I want somebody to serve me first. And so if you create a program where you serve people first, then not only, Jared, will you be able to ask them if you can have the appointment, but you will feel obligated to. Who said you get to understand their situation? Was that you, Tom? Is that you said? So take those two things together, and Jared and Tom gave you some significant answers there. If you serve, you earn the right to ask them for an appointment. Then you earn the right to basically ask them to work with you on a regular basis. I mean, you find out what's important to them. You really uncover their needs and their worries and their concerns, and you're offering them solutions. And so this is really, really big. So if I said to all of you, hey, you have to create your own in-person lead magnet, would any of you know what the heck I mean by that? Create your own in-person lead magnet. How does a lead magnet work?
It's a way of getting contact information from people that come up and interact with you.
It's exactly right. And so, and was that you, Tom, again? I couldn't see who was talking. Okay.
Yeah, it was. It was me again.
Yep. And would you say that the offer you give them has to be equal to or greater to what they consider to be the price of interacting with you? So
100%.
if I call you, Tom, and you might think you're my friend, and I don't think we're friends yet, and you might call me too often or whatever. You might try to sell me something, or who knows? I mean, you seem like a perfectly nice guy, so I don't know that I would judge you, but a lot of prospects would. And so the offer is what you are offering someone to get them to let their guard down. And in order for it to have value, it needs to pass the test of value. And for any of you who are like, okay, I'm going to see these slides and Cleve's going to tell me what's going on, and then I need to get copies of those, don't worry, because I already provided them to the people in Salt Lake City, and I think they get emailed out. So you'll get copies of both of these things so you can use it. But I do ask you a favor. Do not share this outside of your own organization. If people work with you and they're important with you and they're in, Brent's organization, whatever it is, share it with them to the heart's content, but don't be going to teach it to other people. Don't use it as a recruiting magnet. Is that fair? Can everybody raise their hand and say, okay, I'm going to cooperate on that? Okay, good. So first of all, you have to understand whether or not something is a value. And if I see offers for the teams, I have teams that sell as much as 450, 500 million. And those teams are masters at what I'm getting ready to tell you right now. They are flipping masters. And they'll have new people selling 30, 35, 40, 45 homes a year their very first year because they understand how to use value to get face to face with somebody. Once they get face to face, they can uncover their needs. Once they uncover their needs, they're serving them in a very, very different way. Because once I know Brent's getting ready to do XYZ and Brent is nervous about ABC, he just gave me my playbook. He just gave me my playbook. All I've got to do is help him with XYZ and ABC, and we're off to the races. So let me share my screen, and I just want to run through this real quickly. In order for something to qualify as valuable to someone. Hang on, let me get my slide. I can't get on my buttons here. Slideshow. Hopefully it'll show it. Let me pull this up. Sorry. Change screens here. Okay, here we come. So in order for something to qualify as value, you have to be able to answer yes to these questions. Okay. So before you call something value, ask yourself, number one, would this still help someone even if they never did business with me? So if I offer Brent a free offer and he has to use my services to get it, that's not an offer. That's a reason he might want to work with me, but that's not an offer and a reason he needs to let down his guard and get face to face. So always remember, offers stand on their own. They don't depend on something in the future. Meaning, if you give somebody something that is an offer, they can use it on their own with or without you. And it is very important. And don't let that make you nervous. Because if you give them something that helps them that they can use without you, they will understand you are serving them in a way that is unique in this world today. Second question, does it solve a real problem they are already facing right now? If it's not relevant to their current reality, it's just a distraction. I want to tell you about a call I had earlier today with a team, a legacy team, a couple $1 million in gross commission income. That'd be Canadian dollars because this team is in Montreal, Canada. So they speak French, and it's beautiful to be on a call and talk to them. And there was a lady sitting in the crowd, and I said, do you understand what an offer is? And boom, she popped her hand up and said, yes, I do. She said, I can tell you what an offer is, and I can tell you how it works. Because Debbie, she's decided that she is going to be the expert at helping people who have been through a divorce sell the commonly owned real estate that will have to be dealt with as part of that divorce. She posts on social media regularly about her experience going through a divorce and what needed to happen from a real estate perspective. And she offers free resources to people who want to know the 5 things they need to consider for this, or the 3 things you have to do over here. She's offering those things. And so right after our meeting today, which ended about 1 o'clock, Eastern time. No, yes, it was 1 o'clock Eastern time. She was headed to an appointment to meet someone who reached out to her yesterday on Facebook and wanted to sit down and just have a discussion about what it looks like so this lady could plan her life moving forward. They saw the value in what was being offered. She saw the value in what was being offered. And here's the deal. It takes a lot more planning to put together these types of offers, but once you do it, everything in the world will change for you. So let me go into the next test of value again. Does it solve a real problem they're already facing? Does everybody see how the lady that in Montreal who was going to visit the lady who was getting a divorce understand how it solves a problem that that lady was already facing? So she was speaking to that problem specifically. And the last one is, does it improve how they think or give them a framework for making better decisions? Does it attempt to change beliefs, not just what people know? So, Tom, you seem like you have a little bit of experience with lead magnets. Do you think most of the things people give away would be answered yes or meet the criteria for those three questions?
No, I don't.
So, in many cases, and I was with a huge brokerage out of Canada, probably the second largest player in Canada. And I said, all right, let's do value exchange. Our CRM is the best, and it does this and it does that. And I'm like, wait, they can't use your CRM unless they come to work for you. They have to be able to use it without you. Yes, Stacy, let me pop that back up there for you again. And Stacy, you might not have heard earlier, but I've already sent all these slides to Workman, and I think they'll all be sent out to you. Candace, can you answer that? Are we going to just email them to everybody who's on the session today, or everybody who's on our landing site, or how does that work?
Yes, in fact, I'm dropping it in the chat right now. If you're a Mastery Insider, they'll be sent out to you. If you're not, you can click on the link in the chat.
Perfect. And if you're not a Mastery Insider, you go to the link and you become one. Is that how that works?
Correct. And then you have access not only to these resources, but to all the resources that Verl's given out so far.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so Stacy, here's the last one. Does it improve how they think or give them a framework? This is the magic, by the way. When you say, I'm going to give you some information you can use to make better decisions, and you can use that information with or without me, it is so powerful. It becomes a force that is almost irresistible, meaning people just absolutely have to move forward with you. Okay, so I'm going to take that down for just a second. Real quick, I'm going to unshare my screen for a minute. We've got about 8 minutes left. Who has any thoughts or comments on offers, questions? Mark, do you have questions? Barry, Jared, Chrissy. Hi, Chrissy Young. I wondered why when you came in, you had such an excited look on your
Oh my
face.
gosh, I haven't seen you though, and I was so excited. So
Good to see you. Good to see you. Any questions? Debbie, how about you? Patricia?
I love the whole John Maxwell. I mean, you're just adding value and expecting nothing in return. I think we live our lives that way with our neighbors at home, with people at the gym, people you meet at the wherever, renting a car in life. And you give because that's what you do. You help the plumber get jobs, you help your lawn guy who mows lawns get jobs, not because you can get a 10% of what he charges people, but and you're just adding value because you can. And I heard a guy named Coleman Orr say this long time ago: the size of the window you give through is the size of the window you get through, and the more you give, just good things happen. It's reciprocity or whatever. I'm saying that word wrong, but
Yes,
yeah.
reciprocity, absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you.
But and here's what's interesting. If you're anything like me, you're a salesperson. You want to sell. You're doing this so you can make income. The problem is we can't let that show to the rest of the world. So I want you to think about this. What if this type of thinking was designed to fool you using a framework to get you to do what the heck you should be doing in the first place? Think about this. When we prospect, we feel like we're taking. When we call with offers of value, we feel like we're giving. And
That's
so
good.
the reality is, it's easier for me to convince myself to make the phone calls. And Tom, when I call you, where do you live, Tom?
LA and Sacramento, but primarily Sacramento.
Sacramento. Okay, so I call you, you're in the Sacramento area. I'm trying to give you something of value. You say, no, forget you, don't call me back. In the past, I could have felt sorry for myself. But today, if that happened, I would feel sorry for you. And those are two very, very different things. And not that I would feel sorry for you in a ha ha, screw him. That's not the way I would think. But in a, oh my gosh, I was really trying to help the guy. And what I was going to give him could have helped him. It would have been huge. So now we're going to jump into, yes, Tom, did you raise your hand again?
I did. Forgive me. So I love that. That's a
Hey,
huge
Tom.
mic.
Hey, Tom, who's doing this session, me or you? I'm just
You.
messing with you. I'm just messing with you.
Okay, I deserve that, I guess.
No, you go ahead. I'm loving it.
I was just going to ask for an example because the three criteria means that they have to benefit without doing business with me. So in my head, I'm thinking, okay, what is something of value that I would give to Cleve that he could take advantage of without having to do business with me? The only thing that comes to my mind is like a free CMA that, okay, here you can have this just to know what your home's worth and you don't have to do business with me. But forgive me, I'm blanking.
You might be right on the straight and narrow. You just don't know how to describe it to make it an offer. So, would you guys give me permission to give you four different offers? Two on the seller side and two on the buyer side. Now, these offers are not, I've made that initial phone call. I'm trying to give him something. These offers are, this is a lead who wants to go see a property. This is somebody who says, I'm going to sell my house, but I'm not going to sell it for 2 years, so I don't need to talk to you now. These are people that I'm trying to get in front of now so I can start to build that relationship with them. These slides are also going to be in the information that'll be emailed to you that you'll get because you're on the landing page or however that works. So let me pull this up again and let me show you. And by the way, I don't know if you noticed who said that. Was it Rand, Rob, somebody said that I wasn't very giving, Tom, when I was beating up on you. I thought that was funny. That's why I started laughing when you were talking.
That was
Rob,
rough.
it was Rob. It was Rob says that. He's like, it wasn't very giving, Cleve. I think he called me an ugly word, but I don't want to say it in front of everybody. No, I'm just kidding. Hypocrite. Okay, so here, these are the tests of value. These are the buyer value exchange offers. Tom says, what can I do? Give him a CMA? Yes, but don't describe it like a CMA. So instead of providing somebody a CMA, when you meet at the property tomorrow at 3, because they're not converted as a prospect, you're just trying to get them to meet you, I'm going to bring with you something that's proprietary to me. Is called the In the Know Neighborhood Report. I call it an ITK report. This report outlines all of the active listings in the area, everything that is sold within the last year, everything that is currently pending or under contract, and Chrissy, everything that was rejected by the market over the last 12 months, because who knows, we might find some gold in those numbers. I'm going to bring that for you. It's no cost, no obligation. I'll see you at 3 o'clock. Well, that's an offer. And in this case, I'm using the offer not to get them to agree to the showing. I'm using the offer to get them to show up at the showing. You ever scheduled a showing and you're the only one who shows up?
Mm.
And it could be because the buyer doesn't think the risk is worth all the effort they have to put in. So the first one is an In the Know Neighborhood Report. And at the bottom, it says resource to provide a detailed CMA or a market analysis for the neighborhood that you can do through any multiple listing service. Okay. And Tom, would you give them that anyway?
Sure.
100%, but you don't mention it like something you're giving away for free. So all I'm telling you is take the things that you would do anyway and turn them into offers and make the offer to them. I'll do this for you. Watch. You won't have probably heard of the next one, but the final two, you will have done these things so many times to benefit people, you just won't recognize them as an offer. So the second one, let me go right here, is what's called a motivated seller index list. And Tom, it goes like this. Hey, Tom, when we meet tomorrow at the property at 3 p.m., I'm going to take your criteria that I think I understand from this phone call, and I'm going to bring you what's called a motivated seller index list. Now, this is the list of people that I believe are more motivated to negotiate with you than other sellers in the market. And what I'm bringing is a standard MLS search for the client's preferred area that includes only homes with a recent price reduction, homes on the market longer than the average number of days on the market, and homes that are back on the market. It is freaking genius, and people love it because I'm saying I'm going to bring you a list of people that you can. Now, they haven't agreed to work with you yet. So they could take that information and use it without you if they wanted to. So you're setting yourself up for some exposure. So let me give you the last two. These are sellers. You ever been on an appointment, Chrissy, and you've said, here's the 5 things you need to do in order to get your home ready to sell, and these are things that'll give you $2 or $3 back for every dollar you spend? So this is called the 3-2-1 program. It's a 3-to-1 strategy list. I'm going to come to your home. I'm going to review everything in the home. It's going to take about 30 minutes. When I leave, I'm going to leave you with a one-page report with the 3 to 5 most important things you can do to increase the home's appeal to buyers. But I'm only going to put stuff on the list that'll give you $3 back for every dollar you spend. Fair enough, Tom? Have you ever done that for someone, Tom?
Not in that verbiage, no.
Yeah, but you've done that exact thing for them hundreds of times, my guest. Do this, do this. You're telling them. We just need to turn it into an offer. So the cool thing about these offers is you don't have to do anything different than you would normally do. And I've got 1 minute left, and this is the last one. And this is just a curb appeal analysis or a CAA. And so Chrissy, you call, I'm gonna sell my house. It's gonna be July of 27. I say, oh my gosh, that is the exact reason we need to go ahead and get together. And you're like, what are you talking about? Well, because when I come to your home, I'm going to take 20 or 30 minutes. I'm going to do a curb appeal analysis. I'm going to review everything on the outside. I'm going to leave you with a list of 3 to 5 things you can do to your home to improve its curb appeal, make it shine like a diamond for the first buyer that shows up to it. No cost, no obligation. It's stuff that you would do anyway. And so when you learn to give, lead with value, it causes them to let their guard down. Once their guard is down, you can ask them to move forward doing business with you. So it would go like this. Patricia, before we met, I had no idea that you didn't even have any way of knowing which sellers in that area were more motivated than the others. And to be honest with you, now that I know that makes me a little bit sad. So honestly, I think you and I need to work together so I can provide that service for you as we move forward, meaning it is the next logical progression. Jared says you got to ask them. In this particular case, you will feel responsible for asking them. Brent, I'm 1 minute over. Hopefully that was some good stuff. It is the key to getting in front of 50% more prospects or doubling the number of prospects that you're getting in front of today.
I have a question for you. It was super good. Are you an active coach for Viral right now?
I am a master coach.
Um,
So I coach people who typically already have businesses that are generally $500,000 or $1 million and larger. And so I'm coaching people that have systems problems. In other words, how do we create a system that causes our agents to deliver this training or this information directly to people?
so
And that's what
they already make 500,000 a year.
in most cases the people I'm working with. But Workman coaches people that do as little as $150,000 a year who are looking to grow the business. And you start and you grow and you grow and you grow.
So if someone wants to reach out to you and then that category where they're 500,000 or more and they want to be coached by you, how would they reach you?
So they could just reach out to me directly. I'm happy just to, actually, if you want, I'll give you my mobile number if
Yeah,
anybody
put it
wants
in
to
the
write it
chat
down.
right there. You can say it and also put it in the chat so we can see it.
Well, now you're giving me a lot of credit because I can't talk and type at the same time. Hold on a second here. So let's see here. That's just if you want to get in touch with. That's my personal mobile number. That's this one phone right here next to me. And if
Awesome.
you want to reach out to me, if you have any questions or whatever, save it in your phone and reach out to me. And even if you want to just have a little strategy session, meaning I don't know if I can afford Cleve or would even want him, but I got a few questions for him. Just reach out, and I'm totally happy to
Yeah,
have a conversation.
just I'm sure some people you resonate with and
Totally happy. And by the way, if
coaching.
I had my picture, I would show you my picture with John Maxwell.
Awesome, awesome. I love it.
I chased him down through the main terminal at the Atlanta Hartsfield International Airport and visited with him for a while, and I loved it. And he was so gracious and so giving and so happy to see me.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Cleve, thank you for sharing today. You're amazing and you're awesome.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
for having me. Take care, everybody. We'll see you later. Bye
All
bye.
right. And
Promise.
everyone else, we'll see you next Tuesday, 1:30 for the 1% Club, 2:10 for Mastering Sales. Where will I be next Tuesday? I don't know where I'll be, but I'll be there. Where am I going to be? I don't know, but I'll
Are you going to San
see you next
Antonio?
week.
Are you
Huh?
going to Are you going to San
That's
Antonio?
where I'm going to be. I'm going to be in San Antonio. I'm like, where am I going to be next week? I'll be in
I'll see
St.
you
George,
next week.
Utah all weekend golfing in St. George for 4 days for the Super Bowl. And then this Thursday, I'll be at the Waste Management. Anyone in Phoenix, I fly in tomorrow night and be at the Waste Management tournament with Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi. Have dinner at Dean's house tomorrow night with a bunch of Zenith Business Club members. So we're gonna go. We have a box at that famous stadium hole. So when you see him on TV, I'll be right there. I've never done it. We'll go try it. All right. Love you guys. Have a great day. We'll see ya. Bye for now.